Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about the factor theorem. So, if we want to factorize the polynomial, we are going to use the factor theorem. Very first, we are taking one example for that. Factorize x cube minus 23x square plus 142x minus 120. How to use the factor theorem to factorize the given polynomial? As it is given that the coefficient of the highest degree term is 1. So very first, if you want to apply the factor theorem on a polynomial, make the coefficient 1 of the highest degree term. Now we have the constant term as minus 120, as already we have the coefficient 1. Make all possible factors of minus 120, as the factors of minus 120 are minus 2 raised to the power 3 into 5 into 1. So the possible factors are plus minus 1. We are taking plus and minus both the values. Plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4. 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 3, 6. 2 into 2 into 2, plus minus 8. 2 into 2 into 3 gives us plus minus 12, 15, 20, 24, 30 and 60. These are the possible factors of minus 120. Now by putting one by one from lower to the higher term, we want to find out any one factor of the given polynomial. So when we put P1, it means when we take x equals to 1, we get the polynomial is 0. It means x minus 1 is the factor of the given polynomial. Now divide the given polynomial by the factor which we find out x minus 1. So we get a quadratic polynomial because we have a polynomial in cubic. So when we divide it with x minus 1, we get a quadratic polynomial. Now we can split the quadratic polynomial by middle term splitting, and when we split the middle term we get x square minus 12x minus 10x plus 120. So it gives us another two factors are x minus 10 and x minus 12. Hence we can easily find out the all factors of the polynomial, that is x minus 1, x minus 10 and x minus 12. So let's start the exercise 2.4. So very first we have to find out, determine which of the following polynomial has x plus 1 as a factor. So if we want to check x plus 1 as a factor of the given polynomial or not, put x plus 1 equals to 0 and find out the value of x. Now one by one in all the polynomials, put the value of x equals to minus 1. Like in first part, if we put x equals to minus 1, we will get it equals to 0. Hence x plus 1 is the factor of the polynomial. Clear? It means when we put the value of x, it means that x plus 1 must be the factor of the polynomial. It means the remainder must be 0. So we are using the remainder theorem and we are checking if the remainder is 0, then it is the factor. If the remainder is not 0, then it is not the factor. Similarly, you can do the rest of the parts, second, third and fourth. Now question number 2, we have used the factor theorem to determine whether gx is a factor of px in each of the following cases. So in this we have some of the polynomials px and we have to check whether gx is the factor of the polynomial or not. Same as question number 1, you have to put gx equals to 0, find out the value of x, and after that finding out the value of x, put that value in polynomial px. If the remainder is 0, then it is a factor, otherwise it is not the factor. So in the first part we have given gx equals to x plus 1, put x plus 1 equals to 0, we are getting x equals to minus 1. When we put x equals to minus 1 in the given polynomial, we get 0 as the remainder, hence the remainder is 0. So this implies gx is the factor of px, the polynomial px. Similarly, we can do the second and the third part. Now go to question number 3. We have find the values of k. If x minus 1 is a factor of polynomial px, we are given that x minus 1 is the factor of the polynomial and we have to find out k. So when we put x minus 1 equals to 0, we get x equals to 1. Now put x equals to 1 in the given polynomials, like we have to find out p1, it means we have to put x equals to 1 and we get put it equals to 0, because it is already given that x minus 1 is a factor of the polynomial. If it is the factor of the polynomial, it means the remainder is 0. So put, if it is the factor, then it means the remainder is 0. So when we put x equals to 1, it gives us the remainder as 0. From there we can find out the value of the k. Similarly in the second part. Now in question number 4th, we have to factorize. As it is given that it is a quadratic polynomial, so we can factorize it by using middle term splitting. If you remember the middle term splitting, what we have to do, we have to check the sum and product. So we have to check the sum and product. How to check the sum and product? Sum is your coefficient of x. Here we have coefficient of x is minus 7. So that is our sum. And the product is coefficient of x square into the constant term. As we have coefficient of x square is 12 and the constant term is 1. So we have to find out 12 into 1, 12. We have to check the factors of 12 so that we will get on addition or subtraction minus 7, that is the middle term. As we know, minus 3 into minus 4 gives us 12 and minus 3 minus 4 gives us minus 7. So this is how we can split the middle term and we will get the factors of the given polynomial. Similarly, we can do the rest of the parts. In question number 5, we have to factorize the polynomials. Again, now we have the we have to factorize the polynomial, that is a cubic polynomial. In the first part, we can easily doing it by taking the common. Like we have x cube minus 2x square, we can get x square as a common. In minus x plus 2, we can take minus 1 as common term. So we will get the same factor x minus 2. Again, taking x minus 2 as common, we get x square minus 1, in which we can apply the identity a square minus b square, that is a plus b, a minus b. Hence, we will get this all the three factors x minus 2, x plus 1 and x minus 1. In the third part, we can use the factor theorem. Like we have put x minus x equals to minus 1 as a trial method we are using. When we put x equals to minus 1, it gives us 0. It means x plus 1 is the factor of the polynomial. So divide the polynomial by x plus 1. When you divide it, you get the quadratic polynomial. So factorize the quadratic polynomial by using middle term splitting. So this is how you can get your factors x plus 1, x plus 2 and x plus 10. Do the rest of parts by yourself. Thank you.